The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
What's going on across the seas? It ain't not. I know Nate told me to change it, but I'm not changing it. I'm stubborn like
Keep doing what you do.
He's stubborn. I'm stubborn. We're stubborn together. That's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center. We're setting up for a little pre-concert.
Yeah.
Pre-concert. You gotta make sure you say that fully and quickly. Pre-concert. You don't let that linger a little bit too much. Right there, when you get a little excited. They're setting up for the pre-concert. They got some RVs in the back over here.
A lot going on.
This place is jumping.
This
place is jumping. Minicamp is taking off pretty soon here. Today's high is 88 degrees. It's currently 78 degrees. We're kicking it here, bringing you the best. That is Kurt Daniels. He is Nate Newton. I am Jesse Holley. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us as we speak. Chris is in the back holding us down. Remember, this segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Thank you all who are tuning in live, who are tuning in later via YouTube, or who just love looking at Nate's handsome face. You got the haircut over there and everything.
Wow.
When you get your hair, when you get your hair cut and you get cleaned up, your eyes get real brown and you get real handsome. You know, you got a little tan to you and everything right here. So
I got blacker.
Yeah, so people might want to watch this twice. They might want to double back and watch Nate twice.
Good, young.
Yeah, you're looking good over there.
Let me ask
you.
You're
looking good, man. Say thank you.
Thank you, bro. Let me ask you this right quick, like Jess and Kurt. So the minicamp start Friday and Saturday, or it starts Saturday?
Friday.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because all I want to see is two people.
All right, so we got a lot happening this week. Cowboys minicamp starts Friday and Saturday. The rookie minicamp, right? Is it minicamp or rookie minicamp?
Rookie.
Rookie minicamp starts this Friday and Saturday. I get a chance to speak to the young rookies on Saturday.
Do you?
Yeah. They still want me to hang around and speak some influence to the rookies. Not that they listen. I mean, I talk to
Can we get a pre-talk here? What you would tell a rookie?
So I always come from the media part of it and kind of give them an outlook of where we sit and stand and how sometimes you don't want to be critiqued, but don't give us a reason to critique you, especially off the field. And it's one thing that my good friend Brian Wansley always wants me to talk about when we come there. It's always, this isn't her first time.
Yeah.
You're not that cute. This ain't her first time. So that's just a little preview of just, Yeah. So rookie minicamp begins this weekend. Schedules come out this Thursday.
Yes.
I don't know how much you're involved with that, Chris, but it's become this battle across the National Football League of who can reveal their schedule in the most creative way possible. So I know our team is. I just saw Kevin Gates outside. I know they're doing some wonderful stuff with that. Micah Parsons talked more about moving defensive end full time. Will it work? Won't it work? We'll talk a little bit also about guys kind of training outside of the facilities. Mm-hmm. They do their own things outside. Big things Zach Martin is expecting from Tyler Smith. We'll talk about maybe some running back combos, Deuce Vaughn, Tony Pollard. Our good guy, Brian Baldinger, he talks a lot about that. Will it work? Won't it work? Is that a formula for success for the Cowboys? But yeah, so we'll start there. We may even get to your boy, Dion, and his gripe about the NFL not drafting HBCU players. I said Mike. We're not going to get into that right now.
You got a lot
of stuff to get into.
I like how Jesse go through this 5 minutes of what we got to do.
Yeah, that's how you.
You go 5 minutes what we got to do, and we don't get but 2 minutes of what you talk about for the 5 minutes.
It doesn't matter.
Stop,
It
Jesse.
doesn't matter.
Stop,
This
man.
is how you open up a show. You give people.
All I care about.
Okay, what do you care about? Rookie minicamp. We'll start there.
No.
That's where we're actually starting.
Who are
We'll start
you two? You say you want to see two guys.
The first and second round pick. After them, right, I don't care about the rest.
So Mozzie Smith and Schoonmaker.
That's all I care about. But when y'all talk about them, I'm gonna jump in. Other than that, I'm sit over here and just enjoy you.
What do you expect to see from this weekend?
Don't tell me nothing to just see if they in some type of physical good looking shape.
So let's break down a little bit what rookie minicamp is, right?
Okay.
So rookie minicamp is basically where you have all of your draft picks, all of your undrafted free agents, and even sometimes in rookie minicamp, they'll bring back some guys that they had on this roster last year that spent a lot of time on their practice squad or who just kind of need the reps and a little bit of evaluation for those guys who, you always want the coach to be able to see you. You all want to show them, hey, I've improved, and this is the first kind of setting the tone for these players, right? And so you come in, you're getting acclimated. You're getting acclimated to learning your coaches. They kind of give you I don't want to say a Cliff Notes version of offense or defense or special teams, but you're going to get your first run at it.
Yeah.
You're going to sit in the meetings.
And the real coach is going to show you just how much you don't mean to the team.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this from my time doing rookie mini camps. This, a lot of times, in some instances, is to break you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They want to see who's in shape. They want to see who's really serious about football. Because I know when you played, Nate, that the numbers have changed. When I was there, it was like 40 guys. Now think about 40 guys having to do
70 when Nate was there.
Yeah.
Not 70?
Yeah. We had two teams on both sides.
No, we had
First
like
and second
40.
team.
And I remember being in Cincinnati, Ohio, for the Bengals. It was hot. The turf was melting your cleats, and you had every rep. You had every rep offensively. You had every rep special teams, and it was to really kind of break. And there were some guys who didn't come back. Like you would do it for 2 days, and guys would go away, and they wouldn't show back up.
By their choice.
By their choice.
Wow. And you know what? When I said you thought I was trying to be funny. A lot of coaches will show you, unless you that number 1 or 2 pick, when I was playing, it was 70 guys, like you said.
It might have been 60 guys. I might be exaggerating.
And when you get your rep, man, you paid attention because you did not want to make that mistake that the guy before you made. Because them coaches be like, next man. And you be like, you don't even get critiqued.
Yeah.
Nothing. So they show you just what you really mean.
Yeah.
And I be like, my first few times coming from Florida, and they were like, I called my girl back at that time. I said, I don't think I'm going to make it. Because they would show you just how much. I mean, now, they may be different now, Jess. I don't know.
I think it's kind of still the same because here's the one thing that you always have to remember, rookies. If you're listening to this, if you just so happen to be hanging with the boys fans and you're listening, coaches will coach through you.
Yes.
Explain that.
Mozzie Smith, you're the first round pick, right? You're new here. You don't have any respect, in the sense of football respect. You have personal man respect. You don't have any kind of
sweat equity
put into this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to yell at Jonathan Hankins the same way I'm going to yell at you. Even though how I express what I want from Jonathan Hankins is I yell at you.
Okay.
I'm serious. Like Overston with the linebacker from Texas. Overshown. Guess what, Overshown? I'm not gonna yell at Leighton Vander Esch. I'm gonna yell at you, in hopes that Leighton goes, "Oh yes, that's probably what I should do too." So the veterans don't. You think they're yelling at Micah Parsons? No. What they're gonna do is say, "God darn it, I want guys to stay on side." And you'll look around and you'll go, Micah was the only one that jumped offside twice.
Yeah.
And they'll never yell at Micah, but yet let you be like, hey, you're too close to the line. We can't have penalties when you're jumping offside. And you look around and you'll go, but coach. And then they'll go, see, that's what I'm saying. Don't talk back. You're like, I never jumped.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, Then they'll go, and I'm going to tell you how bad it could get, because this don't set well with me. You know how bad it could get? Then they'll go over to Mike after they cuss you out and say, Mike, is everything all right? Is things going?
Yeah.
Hold on, this dude done jumped outside twice. I done got cussed out for it. And you asking him, is he all right?
Yeah. Now they go, Mike, you're looking good today, baby. And you'll get in film. You'll be like, yeah, here come these 2 offsides by Micah.
Right.
Skip.
Oh.
And go right to you. You be like, wait a second. You didn't.
Oh, wow.
So coaches.
That would seem like part of the, taking responsibility. Like we talked last year about these guys getting a free pass sometimes. That sounds like part of it.
And the thing is, that's not just the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's every football team.
That's the Golden State Warriors.
Right.
That's the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah. That's just how it goes,
sports.
man. Until you begin to earn your stripes, until you begin to come in and get some sweat equity, and until you begin to come in and really show your worth, you don't get that player treatment up front.
Yeah. So how cutthroat is it out there this weekend with these rookies?
I'm speaking back in my era. We didn't care about one another because it was much more physical. They not only wanted you to learn your plays, but they wanted you to be physical as much as you could. And I was all, man, after the first day, man, I started taping up. I taped my wrist. Yeah. I taped my knuckles. I'm like, you know what?
Did that surprise you?
No, because you trained from kidhood when I was coming through. That's how football was played. Mm-hmm. But now with the safety and hey, it's better to know what to do than to beat you up learning how to do it. So now, Jess, was it it was for y'all?
No, it was. I think the thing is, it's kind of want to they kind of want to speed things up. They want to apply the pressure. Again, they want to see who can handle it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I get these vets in here in a week or two, it's going to go fast. Like, Micah doesn't want to stand out there all day and repeat the same thing 4 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
or you'll see the look on their face too, be like,
they be like,
man, God.
They be like, come on, it's hot.
Where did y'all get this dude from?
Yeah. And so right now, the coach is like, let's go, hurry. So they're applying pressure to you because they want to see who can handle the pressure, who can handle when the bullets start really flying. I shouldn't use that metaphor. When it gets hot, when the flame gets hot. Excuse me for using that metaphor. I didn't mean to use that metaphor. Excuse me. But when the flame gets hot, who's going to rise and who's going to melt?
Yeah. So it was still physical when
it was still physical because.
So is it make it hard because they're not physical at all now? Does that make it tougher then when the veterans do come in? I guess they're not getting real physical.
No, they're
either.
not getting physical either. It's the pace.
It's the
pace because
speed, man.
The more I can put into you and you can learn and it helps us grow. But if I have to stop and repeat, again, when those vets come in, you're gonna find out real soon because you'll go from rookie minicamp where you're taking every single rep and you're in the action to that. When the vets get in town, it's going to be, step back, Rook. Oh, watch out. Step. And all of a sudden, you're going to be like, wait a second. A week ago, I couldn't breathe because I took every single rep. Now,
today,
I can't get a rep to save my life.
Man, I'm going to go work out after practice.
Right.
Would that be the case even with Mozzie? Because they're expecting him to be a starter and that sort of thing?
Nope. He'll get that 1/3, where the first unit will go, and he'll go with the second unit. Then sometime, depending on how he looked to the coaches or what they really feel, there's every now and then he'll get thrown in there with the first. But them guys that's at the end of the chain, like I was, you be just chomping at the bit, man. You be like a dog at the end of the chain. So when they call you, you got to go in there and you got to know what to do.
That's the biggest thing.
You got to know what to do.
You have to know what to do. Like, that is where it's imperative because you're going now from being a collegiate athlete with multiple things happening, right? Study hall, class, homework, test, a social life, right? All that, and football.
Right.
So now you're a pure professional. There is no more, there is nothing in between anymore. There is nothing else that comes before the profession.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you're not at home studying, And technology now, coaches know when you log into your iPad who logged on, how long they've been on, what they looked at.
For real, bro.
I'm old school. We had playbook. We had the binders, right?
Yeah.
So a coach will know by the calculation on the iPad, but also when you get out there in the field, you ain't study.
Yeah.
And again, those are all things. These are your first impressions.
How hard was that for you guys? Obviously the physical and the being on the field, that might have been easier than the studying. Did you have to learn?
No. You had to study
college,
on the fly.
you could kind of do what you do.
You had to study on the fly, and the thing about it is, you had 2 real practices. In the morning, watch film all day, get a little break, and then you had to go back out on the field. Mm-hmm. And then the next morning, they adding more.
Yeah.
So you got 2 days, the first day and the second day, where they add more. Then the third day, they may cut short depending on who your coach is. They may cut it short, or they may go full tilt. I
just wondered because in college, guys don't have to study as hard. Whereas here, I mean, it's serious. If you're not studying, like you said,
this is your first indication of what you have as a player.
Yeah.
And again, if you're Mozzie Smith. If you're guys like that, you're going to get the second and third and fourth opportunities. Mozzie ain't going no way. Right. But you want to, who's the defensive line coach? Durden?
Durden.
Right? Yeah. So he wants to know, man, I got to really lay into this dude because he ain't studying in rookie minicamp. So how can I trust him when the students get it?
This is the most important thing, especially when you've had scouts and coaches stand up on the table for you. Mm-hmm. And see, that's where I messed up. I had a couple of guys I didn't know at the time when I was with the Washington Commanders. The guys that stood up on the table for me had backed me. This kid, don't look at where he's from. This kid, and I didn't know this. Somebody would have told me walking in the door, I'd have taken it a little bit more serious.
All right, let's go to our first break in the show. When we come back, we'll talk schedule release. Do players go ahead and look and anticipate the schedule? What's home, what's away, what time, what days? Do players go look at that?
Especially when you're winning.
We'll talk more about the schedule. We'll talk a little bit of Micah Parsons moving to full-time defensive end. Good thing, bad thing, adding a little weight. That's going to be a good thing, bad thing. We'll talk about all of those things right after this break. Stay right here with us. This is Hangin' with the Boys.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Hey, honey, can we talk?
Of course. What's up?
Well, I just thought you should know I've been curious about the new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
Have you felt this way a long time?
No, I just think I'd really like the taste of Dr. Pepper, swirled with layers of flavor.
If you feel that way, I think you should try it, babe.
It's amazing. I mean, you're amazing too.
New Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream. The new flavor you deserve.
No one knows where this market will go. Things could change tomorrow, next week, or next month. At Merrill, we've been here before, and history shows this is the time to stay focused on your future. Because through every market, the bull will always have your back. Find an advisor in North Texas at ml.com/bullish.
Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do?
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor. Member SIPC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Bank of America Corp.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this Tuesday off-season edition where we break down everything Cowboys minicamp, rookie minicamp, OTAs, all the things that you love and that you adore about your Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get in. This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. Tacos and tunes. Through May 12th, head to Miller Lite Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium for the Dallas Cowboys Taco and Tunes Festival presented to you by Miller Lite on Saturday, May 13th, 2 to 7 p.m. Enjoy a variety of tacos and food trucks options while you sip on cold drinks. And listen to live music. Admission and parking for the Dallas Cowboys Taco and Tunes Festival are free. We love free on this show. Visit AT&TStadium.com/tacos and tunes for more information. See you there. You a taco fan?
Oh yeah.
Nate?
Tacos.
Yes, sir. I'm
You an edible fan. Whatever is edible, you a fan of, huh?
You know what, Jesse?
My fault. My bad. You know
I'm
what?
gonna say this right here, man. You are so correct.
You know what? That's my fault. That's my fault.
You are so
I be
correct.
attacking you for no reason.
No. Let me tell you something. That came along. That started when I was in elementary. So, if you let me finish, it was a good thing. You are so correct. Hey, the thing about being a fat guy, there's 999 fat jokes. And it ain't gonna never change. Fat man is at a disadvantage when he walked through the door.
We don't fat shame on this show.
We should taco shame because you don't like
I don't
tacos.
like tacos.
And that's just un-American.
Overrated. It's an overrated delicacy.
Yeah.
That's
really
New
is.
Jersey for you right there.
It is. You guys eat tacos and then run to the bathroom.
No.
And you do barbecue in a crock pot.
Ooh, from the top rope comes Chris.
Wow, Chris came bashing down on you with a big thunderous elbow.
If you never had ribs in a crock pot, I'm just saying, don't knock it till you try it.
I do want to try it.
Falling off the bone, man. Think about ribs in a crock pot all day. You pull a thing off in the back, the little, I don't know what that is, the skin piece, vein piece off in the back. You put them in there. You just some barbecue sauce, set it and forget it. Just saying.
I gotta try this.
If you want the crisp on the top, you put it in the broiler when you're done. All right, but you guys. All right, this Thursday, the NFL schedules are being released. And Kurt, you asked, do players?
Yeah, I mean,
players look for this.
It's become the NFL. It's amazing. The NFL has made this such an event, and I know it. In the one hand, the teams look forward to these releases and all the tricks and bells and whistles they do. On the other hand, it's kind of a beating sometimes because you have to put all this energy and effort into a schedule release
for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like your sex life a little bit, Kurt.
Come on now. That was unnecessary.
You put all that effort into it.
That was unnecessary.
The thing about
you got 6 kids, Kurt. You're doing something right. Even in a 30-second clip, you're doing something right.
The thing about it is, most fans gonna attack this because they want to see. It used to be you have to earn your right to get on Monday night and Thursday night football. Now it's just a part of the programming. Everybody gets a shot, whether it's Monday night or Thursday night football. So if fans excited about it,
I was getting ready to say
they changed it this year.
It's literally
you got to earn your way again.
Yeah, and then the networks and the networks are now kind of vying for certain games and certain teams that are playing on those times.
Now, when I played as players, we wanted that schedule. And they didn't make a big deal of it, but we wanted that schedule because that showed you the year before that you earned the right to be on Monday Night Football. Yeah. So we looked and say, hey, we're going to be on Monday Night Football. We're going to be on Sunday Night Football because that was just two things back then.
Has today's team earned the right to be on?
Oh, yeah.
They have five primetime games a year or something like that?
You know what? Primetime games don't, and what I'm talking about is like the Sunday at 3. That was norm for us. Even when the Cowboys are losing, they get those slots. Them primetime games is Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. How many of those do you get? As a player, we used to be seeking that, man. How did y'all feel, Jess?
The immediate thing that I looked for when the schedules came out, it was, who do we open up with?
Yes.
All right, who we open up with, right? And then it was, I go right to November and December.
I was wondering that.
I go right to November and December because I'm trying to
Same thing I do.
I'm trying to figure out where in the heck are we going when it get cold.
I gotta go to Buffalo in December.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I start looking. I'm like, cause you know, at some point in time, like when I was with Cincinnati, you understood, at that time in Ohio it was going to be cold, but you had games in Pittsburgh, you had games in Baltimore, you had games in Cleveland. So you start looking right now. When I was with the Cowboys, you know that you had Philadelphia, you had New York. I went who we opened up against. You knew that you had the Thanksgiving game. I went right to November and December, hoping and praying that it was like, oh yeah, you're going to Jacksonville. Hey, you got the Dolphins, or the Niners, or or somewhere where it wasn't going to be brutally cold when you got to that portion of the year. Absolutely,
it was. Like I say, you're just right. Opening up Thanksgiving for us always, you wanted to know who you were playing because you was hoping you was playing somebody that was sweet. But I stayed away from that November and December because that's what I was scared of. It was a dread thing for me. I was like, I don't want to go to Green Bay. I don't want to go to Pittsburgh. Not this time of the year, but it always seemed to work out when we did go to those places except Green Bay. The weather was just 65.
Oh, nice.
It was always nice. Now Philly would get us sometime because it would be a night game.
I would think too, like when you went back to New York or when you went to Tampa or something, maybe that stood out to you.
It did, but it's a headache. We talk about that. It's a headache. Yeah. It's a headache when you got to play in your hometown. It costs you a lot of money. It does. It does. Everybody and their mother want tickets. It's a headache. It's exciting. Like your first year, like, oh, I'm going back home. After that, you're like, screw that, man. That's $10,000, $15,000. Go on. I don't even like half of y'all. Like, I don't even like half of y'all. My brothers and told folks, it's just a beat down. But
so Jesse, the road trips this year, you want to know them?
Yes.
So you can say which ones do you want to do on the back end, right? So obviously the normal Giants, Washington, Philly, right?
Correct.
So the other ones are at Buffalo, at Carolina, at the Chargers.
Okay.
We've got at Miami and at Arizona.
Oh, that ain't bad.
That's not bad.
49ers
so you're hoping it's not going to be at Buffalo December, right?
But you know it is. You know it is. Like, when you get to that December time when things like, the NBA has kind of started to play a little bit. So the NFL want games that people are going to watch, that have storylines, that have history. They're going to. So
somebody going to call in December saying the NFL got it out for the
Yep.
But
Sunday night.
While we'll be there watching and tuning in and doing our, Micah also will be there.
Yes, he will.
But Micah will be there. What seems to be in his new role, in his full-time defensive end role. And they caught Micah at the Philadelphia game the other night, and he was throwing down some chicken wings. I don't know if that's a part of his weight gain regimen, but those chicken wings didn't have a chance in hell the way Micah was going at them. But Micah played last year at 242 pounds, looking to bulk up this year to about 255. Is this a good thing? Let me say this. Is it A, a good thing that Micah's moving to defensive end full time? And B, is it a good thing that he's adding on this additional weight for the wear down? But does this hamper his most special gift? He's ferocious, he's strong, but it's his speed that really sets him apart from everybody else. Is this a good thing for those two factors when it comes to Micah Parsons, Kurt?
It concerns me a little bit. I mean, obviously he's a freak athlete, so he's going to, 10 extra pounds or 5 extra pounds or whatever, hopefully won't affect him too much. But I think one of the things that we all thought was his advantage was part of that not knowing where he's going to be lined up kind of thing. And maybe he'll still drop back to linebacker and that sort of thing. But I think if he's, I just don't know if I want him lined up at left end, banging on those defensive ends all day.
Brian Baldinger said that it was a wasted rep every time Micah Parsons dropped back in coverage.
Very much so.
He said it was a wasted rep.
It is.
He said anytime that you're not using Micah Parsons to apply pressure to an offensive lineman and or quarterback, it's a wasted rep.
But doesn't that add to the danger factor of where's he going to be? What can he do? Is he going back? Is he going forward?
See, Belichick used Lawrence Taylor and the other great player they had there. I can't think of his name.
Carl Banks.
Carl Banks. You can still do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, people like, why you want him at linebacker?
I was with O.J. Anderson this past weekend, too. Just random. Sorry.
The thing that you do is you put him in the A and B gaps. You put him at both defensive ends. Every now and then you put him in there at tackle, at the defensive tackle. I mean, and you just blitz him from you just blitz him from all these different angles. That it ain't so much I want him dropping back as I just want him to make them have to, okay, he was right here.
Yeah.
We turned the protection right here, but now he's sitting on the other side of the center. If he's sitting on the other side of the center, now all of a sudden that protection got to go back this way. That should free up Sam Williams. That should free up our other cat man. So what you're trying to do is get him where he can make it where there are solo blocks across the board.
So for Micah, and Chris brought out some stats for us. Chris, give us those numbers with Micah at defensive end and Micah at linebacker.
So last year he had 1,062 snaps total.
A lot of snaps. You can
That's a lot of snaps.
A lot of snaps.
Yeah. 859 of them came out on the defensive line.
Yeah. I guess he's
so he's pretty much there already.
He's there already. Yeah.
195 of them were in the box, so as a box linebacker. Mm-hmm. And then he had 7 as a slot corner. And then 1 at a wide corner. I don't know what.
The thing that...
And that was the first game of the year, so they figured we don't need him out there.
The thing that's amazing is, okay, this is who you are. You're a defensive end. Now, he don't have to go out and gain not a pound because just being a man... Don't put it on it.
I don't know, Nate.
You put that you.
But Micah's far from falling into his man strength. How old is Micah?
He is 23.
23.
So by the time he's 20, by the time he's 26, he'll be 265 pounds because that man will be on got on.
Yeah, but right now we saw him wear down towards the end of the season. Right now because of that 1,000 reps.
Regardless of what you want to believe. It is certain ways you want to play football, and you can't run. And we sent a kid away from here because he said you don't run fast every play or you don't hustle every play. Michael got to learn how to play the position.
Can I just translate something for y'all?
You know,
when Nate tells me, regardless of what you believe, that translates to, I don't give a damn what you say.
Yeah.
That's what that means. That's what I want y'all to translate that.
But you say you say he's 242.
He played at 240 something last year.
Yeah. So if he get to 247 or 250, I'm good with that. But
he was over 250. He said he was like 251 or something right now.
Right now.
Yeah. If he played right, I'm good. But I don't 255. No. Let you'll just you'll get there. It's just certain ways you got to play the game. It's just certain ways. If he learned a little bit better leverage, you don't have to, manhood will get him there. Chris, I promise you.
10 seconds apiece before we go to break. From Micah in this conversation. Has he lost the surprise factor? Right before it was his first year. It was we didn't know he was even going to do that. Then it came this year. You bouncing around like. Has he lost that? Like teams are now coming in and saying,
they know him.
Yeah.
So
they know him now.
Yeah.
They're going to put that into the protection, right? Like it's going to be whatever. So ready, break. When the big boys turn around, they doing this. They go, there's number 11.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he's kind of lost. Not saying that it's not going to stop him from being the beast that he is.
Yeah.
But the surprise factor of him being at a defensive end or lined up over the center in the A gap or on one side or the other, I think that part is kind of that mystique is no longer there. And I think more teams now come into games, and Nate, tell me if I'm wrong on this, as an offensive line to say we will come to the line of scrimmage every single time willing and ready to slide the protection to a certain side depending on what we're running. That begins to get built in when you're playing against the Cowboys defensively.
Will that extra 5-10 pounds make that big a difference?
I think so.
It will. It will.
so.
It will late into
him.
the season.
Yeah.
It will late into the season.
Well, that's what I said earlier that you.
But
told
no.
me
I'm
to trade
saying. I'm saying if
you don't
he
give a
at
damn what I just-
250, I don't want the extra. I don't want the extra. I don't want to go 11 or 12 pounds. I want to go maybe 6 or 7 pounds.
Okay.
He's 242. I want him at 249, something like that. Just a little bit under 250, and then let you just being a man grow into that. You know?
All right, we'll take our last break of the show. When we come back, our good friend Brian Baldinger talks about the running back combination. The Cowboys signed Tony Pollard to the franchise tag, $10.1 million. They also drafted in the 6th round Deuce Vaughn, dynamic small running back. Could that be the 1-2 punch for the Cowboys? Will it be successful? We'll talk about what Brian Baldinger said about that when we come back. This is Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a die-hard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this off-season Tuesday edition. Kurt Daniels, Nate Newton, Jesse Holly, Chris Beam in the back holding us down, and most importantly, you, the people, tuning in each and every week, making us the #1 watch show on YouTube across the Dallas Cowboys network. Brian Baldinger, former NFL player, media personality now, is a film junkie, loves to watch film, addicted to watching film, and I value his opinion a little bit. I think Brian Baldinger is a guy who's knowledgeable enough to understand the ins and outs of football, especially at the pro level. He so eloquently has given the world the acronym MPP, the Micah Parsons problem, that he uses when every time Micah Parsons lines up. But Brian Baldinger came out and he said, with the Dallas Cowboys, and you look at that running back room, yes, they brought back Malik Davis, Tony Pollard coming off his injury, $10.1 million franchise tag he signed. Deuce Vaughn, we saw that situation happen in the war room with his father being able to call him and deliver the news that he'll be a Dallas Cowboy, as well as whoever else. You got Ronald Jones as well, who the Cowboys picked up, and whoever else that they bring in to fill up that running back room. But primarily, you're looking at a lot of small running backs in that stable. We know Zeke when Zeke was a thick back, right? Early in his career, he was thick, he was powerful, he was strong, but he had that track burst of speed. The mileage got on his back a little bit. He lost that burst, and he just became more of a powerful third down back, always going forward, always gaining at least a yard, never really being hit and going backwards. Massive in the pass protection game for Dak Prescott from that position. But when you look at now where the Cowboys are going, especially in this West Coast offense, Brian talks about if Deuce Vaughn and Tony Pollard are going to be in any way, shape, or form your combo back, right? Your 1-2 punch, that may be a recipe for disaster. How do you feel, Nate? We'll start with you about if that is your 1-2 punch in the backfield this year. Is that the kind of one chink in the armor? Because we talked about Tony Pollard for a long time about his inability to consistently pick up the pass protection, and he ain't the biggest joker around. And if he ain't the biggest, Deuce Vaughn ain't bigger than him, and that makes it even worse.
You don't go down that road.
What road do you go down?
You don't go. You find somebody. If Tony Pollard cannot consistently, and you don't want to wait to the season to find out can he consistently block linebackers or pick up leaking linemen.
Well, don't you think we already know that by now? Like Tony Pollard's 4-year guy, he's always struggled some. I mean, he's gotten better over time, but he's always struggled picking up.
Okay, so you go out and get another guy. So you answer the question. No, you don't play that game, and not especially with no rookie coming in. Undersized rookie. No, you don't play that game. You don't take that chance because that chance to be your quarterback laying on his back and wondering what done happened.
So can you, like a Ronald Jones, I would think would maybe be that guy a little more.
They got to find someone.
But yeah, Jones hasn't done. I mean, he's had a solid career, but the last couple haven't been so great. Is that a guy you carry just to be on that third down to block? I mean, is that a guy? I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, I would think you need the explosiveness of Tony, but if he can't handle the other side of it, how do you balance that out? I mean,
it's just like they did with Zeke. I mean, just some third downs, depending on how far you got to throw that ball and how quick you got to get it out. You put in that guy. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, you want to have the element of surprise." Nah, after a while, like we talking about Micah Parsons, after a while, it ain't no surprise. You do what you have to do to get the job done. It's about being the better player, putting the better guy out there to be able to do what you need him to do. So if they got to go out and find the guy, if he's not on this roster, let's go out and find that guy.
Kurt, the creativity from Freaky Mike, if that is your combo, right? Deuce Vaughn and Tony Pollard, is there a way to line these guys up and say, you know what? Yeah, we know that they struggle with pass protection, and maybe we don't go 5-step drop, 7-step drop, but maybe we use them as our advantage of saying, you have to match up with these guys. Well, if you're a blitzing linebacker, I'm going to have Deuce Vaughn out of the backfield quick, get the ball to him. Tony Pollard out in the backfield quick, get the ball to him, and then be able to use that to an advantage. Is there a level of creativity in Freaky Mike's bag to allow that to be
there's going to
prosperous thing?
There's going to need to be if they're going to go with those two guys, I think, especially if Deuce is out there. I mean, you got to have to take advantage of his speed and quickness because he's not going to have the size to keep a linebacker off your quarterback.
The thing about it is this training camp is so significant because of the running back situation. You can't have dudes. They're going to do it. But you can't have a bunch of dudes off all the time. You got to have dudes in there mentally.
You mean off as in not practicing?
Yeah, not practicing.
Right.
I mean, put on your pads, do whatever you got to do. Do 1,000 walkthroughs. But these guys got to see it, and they got to feel it to a certain extent. The preseason games, you got to see it because the most important thing is you don't know who your middle of your offensive line look like, how you're going to be rotating because they like to play musical chairs, and you don't know what your running back situation is on third down or key passing situations. So you will want to see this. Even though they're not going to blitz a lot in the preseason, everybody ain't going to show everything, you got to create something in practice where these guys can understand the importance of this because you don't want to be 3 games into the season. All of a sudden, We got Dak out with another broke thumb for a late hit, a big boom.
That into existence. But
I'm just saying.
I agree with you because when you look at this Cowboys team last year, one of the areas that they did suffer in was on third down conversions.
Yeah.
It was the ability to get yourself a new set of downs. And they had their ups and downs with the backup quarterback and with the starting quarterback. Yeah. And so while we don't look at these things that may be significant right now, when we get into the season, we'll look and we'll go, man, this game has become a lot more difficult because the Cowboys' inability to convert on third down. And a lot of times that comes from having that back that can pick up the blitz, that back who can get those dirty yards, that back who can maybe slip out and catch a pass in the backfield. The Cowboys was almost null and void in the screen game last year. Do these two backs now give you a better opportunity to develop and run and have a sustainable screen game that teams will have to fear and at least maybe not fear, hell, at least respect it.
Yeah.
At least respect the fact that we may run a screen right here. That was kind of almost
rarely saw it.
Rarely saw that a year ago. So, I think it is going to be critical to figure out, to Nate, to your point, what that line looks like. Because I think if Deuce Vaughn, if Tony Pollard, if these are going to be guys who are in your steady rotation, these aren't A-gap running guys. Yeah. And I'm not saying that Tony Pollard can't run in the A-gap. I'm saying that Tony Pollard isn't a consistently good – people can be like, well, look at these stats. Trust me. You don't want Tony Pollard running in the A-gap all day, every day. Right. These are more edge guys. You want to get these guys to the edge. You want to get these guys to the outside. You want to get these guys to be able to use their speed, their instincts, their cutting ability. One cut, get your foot in the ground, and get up the field north and south. So if these two guys are going to be in that rotation, then you better have a setup that allows them to do different things because you don't want teams being able to key on what you're doing offensively in the running game, and you don't have that guy – that tenderizer, like you had in Zeke Elliott, that's going to be able to kind of, in the words of the great
keep guys honest,
the great Aaliyah, work the middle.
Some teams are using three backs. I think Eagles have on a regular basis. I mean, is that something you think is it better to maybe expand the rotation to three instead of two, or would you prefer just
whatever gets your offense going these days, whatever gets your offense going and keeps your quarterback upright and comfortable, you have to do. You have to do it. Ain't no one back, two back. If you got that elite back, you use them. If you don't, you find three guys that can do it. I mean, today's NFL is so creative. I mean, the plays, the way these coaches can dial up plays and have people moving around and
design plays.
Yeah, it's amazing. But the people that suffer from all this creativity is the offensive line because how do we block for all these different, plays and this formation and how you gonna have a guy running from this side and come around this side? What is the keys for the defense? I mean, you're trying to confuse the defense. You're trying to spread out the defense, but still they have their basic keys.
Well, that's why you guys are always having brains that are bigger than your belly. So we thank you for that. And that'll conclude our show.
That means if I got a brain bigger than my belly, I should not be able to fit this into the screen.
It's barely in there. All right, that'll do it for our show today. The Cowboys rookie minicamp will take place this Friday and Saturday here at the Star.
We'll backhanded compliment, Kurt.
We'll be able.
A lot of that going on around here, I think.
Yeah.
We'll be able to update you guys next week on some of the things that we've heard and saw and talked to some people and seen some things. Now, again, this is the off season.
Friday.
None of this stuff really matters right now. You want to see the progress, but remember last year, there's a lot of guys who stood out in these mini camps, a lot of guys who stood out in these OTAs and these mini camps and in training camp, and didn't see a lick of the field when the season came, and didn't produce when the season came. So take all of this with a grain of salt, enjoy it, indulge in it, love it, like it, however you want to do it, but understand it don't really matter till it matters. This stuff is fun, this stuff is good, this stuff is necessary. But until it starts counting, that's when it really matters. For Kurt, for Nate, for Audio Jazz, for Brother Willie, for Brother William, for Bro Willie, for Kurt.
Nadia Jazz went to eat, man, while we was on the show.
She had the green hair and everything.
Wow,
yeah.
Man. Come on,
for Chris
Jazz.
in the back, I am Jesse Holly, and this is Hanging with the Boys.
Lakers up, too.
Until next time.
Lakers up on the Warriors.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!